Live at 5, home of Triple Doppler Radar. This is your News Channel 3.
Right now on your News Channel 3 at 5, a Chesapeake police officer killed in the line of duty tonight. For the first time, hear from officers who share their memories of Michael Kevin Saffron.
I'm Bob Matthews in Norfolk, where the gas patrol rolls on. One lucky motorist is getting filled up. Next.
And a wedding day nightmare. A deck collapses during the reception, injuring 28 people. Tonight, a home inspector shows you what to look for in your home to protect your family from a potential tragedy. And good evening, I'm Kurt Williams, live in your News Channel 3 Virginia Beach Newsroom at Town Center.
And I'm Barbara Sarah, live in our downtown Norfolk studios. We begin tonight with a Chesapeake police officer, the latest to lay down his life in the line of duty. Officer Michael Kevin Saffron died Saturday during a shootout with a bank robber. He had been on the force less than a year. Before becoming a cop, Saffron spent 20 years in the Navy. Tonight, we have team coverage of the tragedy. We begin with your News Channel 3's Giovanna Bouchard live in Chesapeake. Giovanna?
Barbara, all day long, people have been stopping by here at the 3rd Precinct. This is where Officer Saffron worked. You can see just by the display right there, dozens of flowers, people coming by, paying their respects. Many still questioning why a man who seemed to live the good life in a big home would rob a bank and then shoot a police officer. Police say Larry Blunt, the man who they say robbed the bank of Southampton Roads in Chesapeake, has an extensive criminal record. But court documents here in Hampton Roads only show drug charges. In fact, just this past September, probation for those charges ended. Neighbors in Blunt's development say the family was very quiet and always kept to themselves, and there was never any indication they had money problems. We're told they just bought this new trailer for their business. So the question is why? Why would Blunt rob a bank? Police say on Saturday, Blunt took 3 bank employees as hostages after he attempted to rob the bank and then opened fire with Officer Michael Saffron. Both Blunt and Saffron died. The police community is grieving as officers remember the man who served on the force for less than a year.
Mike, very quiet fellow. It's like you're always wondering what he was thinking because he's looking at you, and just with a solemn look on his face. So it would, even for me, it took a little bit to finally get him to smile.
And you can see a family right now live dropping off another bouquet of flowers. Really everyone just coming by all day long, paying their respects to Officer Saffron. The department is going to hold a candlelight vigil for him tomorrow at 7. As for Blunt's criminal background, police are not releasing specific details, only saying that some of those charges may be from out of state. Coming up tonight at 6, we will have more details about Blunt's history and his neighborhood. For now, we're live with the Chesapeake Mobile Newsroom. Giovanna Bouchard, your News Channel 3.
Police officers in Chesapeake wore black tape on their badges today to honor the memory of Officer Saffron. Your News Channel 3's Priscilla Monti talked to some of his family and colleagues about their loss. And she continues our Team 3 coverage from Chesapeake.
There's a cloak of sadness hanging over the 3rd Precinct. No one can enter without thinking about Officer Michael Saffron, killed in the line of duty Saturday.
Every time we see something like this happening, that's all that comes into our mind. Our boy.
Mike Rios lives next to the 3rd Precinct. His son is a state trooper. Rios lowered his flag to half-staff.
I saw it that that one in there was lower, so I said, I'll lower mine too, and honor on the office, you know.
Officer Saffron was shot to death after responding to a bank robbery on George Washington Highway. The suspect, Larry Blunt, has an extensive criminal history. He fled the bank with hostages. Blunt killed Officer Saffron and then was killed by another officer. Mary McCowan does her banking where this all started. She went out of her way Monday to bring flowers and a card to the 3rd Precinct.
Because, you know, just what they do for us on a daily basis. And I brought this because I just wanted to honor the sacrifice he had made.
One of Officer Saffron's peers placed this policeman's prayer out here in his honor. It asks for courage, strength, dedication, and compassion for those who need me. This officer is truly needed now.
I pray to God that God be with the family and comfort the family at this time of grief. And I pray that God be with everybody here at this precinct.
As everybody in this precinct tries to get their week started, there's a sadness in the air for a fellow officer whose life has ended. In Chesapeake, Priscilla Monti, your News Channel 3.
The viewing for Officer Safran will be Wednesday at St. Stephen's Church on Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake. That is from 5 to 8 Wednesday evening. They'll hold the funeral Thursday at 11 a.m. at Prince of Peace Catholic Church on Cedar Road in Chesapeake.
Now, if you'd like to help Officer Safran's family, the Chesapeake Police Department has set up a trust through the Bank of Hampton Roads. Make your check payable to the Michael Safran Trust. Donations can be mailed or delivered to 1000 Dominion Tower, 999 Waterside Drive, Norfolk, Virginia, 23510. The law firm of Bright, Drescher, and Improvento are accepting donations for the trust. Officer Safran, unfortunately, is the latest in a long line of local heroes to die protecting others. In August, Virginia Beach Police lost 25-year-old Sergeant Brad Harper. He was killed while serving his country in Iraq as a reservist. In March, Suffolk Police Officer William Drew Henley died of a heart attack during a police chase. He was just 33 years old. In June of 2003, Beach Officer Rodney Pacheski, also 33, was killed during a shootout with a robber who had just held up a restaurant. And in January 2003, 39-year-old Norfolk Police Officer Sheila Herring was gunned down after responding to a shooting at a nightclub.
We want to get our first update on the weather right now. And this is a live look from where I am right now at top of our Virginia Beach newsroom in the Amata Hoffler Tower at Town Center. And you can see that's a drizzly live picture right there. The rain should continue throughout the night. Chief Meteorologist Dave Parker is live in the Triple Doppler Forecast Center tracking the wet weather. And, you know, Dave, we've been, begging for the wet stuff, and now it's here, so I guess we really can't say anything, can we?
Yeah, be careful what you beg for. You know, you see these clouds, and they're down to about 100 to 200 feet. This is the view from the Westminster, Canterbury, and the Chesapeake Bay area, and that's the way it's going to stay through tonight and even into much of tomorrow. More on that coming up in our forecast. But if you're heading out on this Monday night, by the way, hope you had a great weekend. Here's where the rain is. Live look outside right now on triple Doppler radar, and as we take a look at that, we're looking right now at our street level mapping in Hampton, and you'll see just a few little specks of green, and that is that light mist and drizzle that continues to move across much of the area. Let's take triple Doppler radar and head over to northern Virginia Beach, and as we look over there, we're going to find light rain there as well. And elsewhere with triple Doppler radar, scattered light showers. Steadiest rain right now continues to be northwest of Williamsburg, and even though the heaviest and steadiest rain has moved out, we're a long way out from the rain ending. We'll talk about when it will end, when the sunshine will return, coming up in your 10-day triple Doppler forecast.
Dave, we will see you then. It was a wedding its guests will probably never forget, but what makes it so memorable is not a good thing. On Saturday, 20 to 30 people were on a deck at a wedding reception in Sandbridge. The whole thing just gave away, tossing people to the ground. 28 people wound up in the hospital, some with broken bones. Virginia Beach reporter Stacey Wiggins is live with the latest on this investigation. And Stacey, what a scary situation.
Yeah, I know, Kurt. Here's what's left of the deck. Wow, can you imagine being on it when it went down? Well, now we know why it went down. City inspectors say it appears the fasteners were rusty, so the attachments to the house failed. So how do you know if your deck is safe? Well, I met with a home inspector, and here's what he says you can look for. There's no swimming in this pool. Half the deck is in the water. Nearly 30 of the wedding guests on the deck, when it collapsed, were taken to the hospital, some with broken bones.
But in many cases, particularly at Sandbridge and in older structures, maintenance is the explanation for damage like that.
Ken Zenzel is with Ammer Building Inspection. He says something like this can usually be avoided, and it doesn't take an inspector to spot trouble. He says you can look for yourself.
Looking right here, we can see that water has been coming down behind this ledger, between the ledger and the siding. And that is getting to wood that is not pressure treated and can cause deterioration of whatever the ledger is fastened to.
Ken says that's a common problem with ledgers not being properly attached to the house. He says if your deck looks like this, you could have big problems. It didn't take him long to spot trouble at this home at Aries on the Bay. He says you can check out your deck too. All you need is a screwdriver.
So we're pretty confident that there's a problem there, particularly when I can stick my screwdriver into the house.
And back here in Sandbridge, city inspectors say this deck just was not properly maintained. Now, new at 6, I'll tell you why corrosion can be such a big danger. Live with the Virginia Beach Mobile Newsroom, Stacey Wiggins, your News Channel 3.
In Portsmouth, school officials will visit a bus stop tomorrow where a 13-year-old girl was nearly abducted on Friday. The officials will look at safety issues around the bus stop along High Street near Churchland Middle School. Now, take a look at this composite sketch. On Friday morning, a man with a towel on his head, I guess we'll see that sketch sooner or later, claimed to have a gun. He grabbed the girl around the waist. Fortunately, she wiggled free and ran to safety. Now, if you have any information on this case, call Portsmouth Crime Line at 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP. Well, tonight, people living in Hampton get the chance to voice their opinion on what should happen to Fort Monroe. The Bragg Commission recommended the Army base for closure this summer. Now, city officials are hosting a public meeting tonight at 7 at Kecoughtan High School in Hampton. Last month, Mayor Ross Carney launched a website where residents could post ideas for the future of the historic Army base. Carney has also met with some local developers, but so far, no decision yet about what should happen to Fort Monroe. Another public workshop is scheduled for December.
After 2 weeks of giveaways, Bob Matthews still hasn't run out of free gas. And tonight, Bob and your News Channel 3's Free Gas Patrol are in Norfolk paying for a viewer's full tank of gas. Hey, Bob, I don't mean to bust on you, but we got a 3 cents from a viewer who said that about 80% of our winners are female. Now, I don't know if he's done any kind of scientific analysis, but you got any male winners coming up?
You know, it's whoever is here at the pump when we come out. We're here at ODU University Shell. You talk about free gas, we're just getting some delivered from the fuel truck right there. All right, so we get an email and they say most of our winners are female, huh? Well, let's see what these two guys think of that right here. Hi there, what's your name?
Keith Richards, nice to meet you.
Keith, I'm Bob Matthews, I'm from Channel 3. This is part of our gas patrol, and I was just wondering, you haven't started pumping yet, right?
No, not yet.
We are giving away a free tank of gas every half hour during our newscast, and we had a viewer that emailed us in and said, we are giving away too much gas to women. Find a guy to give some gas away to. So my question to you is, would you like a free tank of gas right now?
I love a free tank of gas.
Look at this. I got the boss's credit card. I am picking up the check for this tank of gas for you.
That's awesome. That's great.
Excellent. Well, you start pumping, and I will go in and pay because I got to pay with American Express, and it says pay on the inside.
Because I just put my credit card in there, so I'll close up and
do that. Cancel it out, and I am picking up the check for this one.
Right.
Barbara, Kurt, don't forget, coming up next half hour, right here on Hampton Boulevard in Norfolk, another driver goes home happy tonight with another free tank of gas, courtesy of the Gas Patrol and your News Channel 3. Live at the Norfolk Mobile Newsroom, Bob Matthews, your News Channel 3.
And that is male and female. All right, well, even if you don't run into the Free Gas Patrol, we can still help you save on gas. We're helping you to find the cheapest prices in town on the peninsula. The Crown gas station at 12089 Jefferson Avenue, Newport News, has regular for $2.74 a gallon. And you can fill up for $2.79 at Southland along Highway 168, south of just cross the NC line in Moyock. So, want to hook up our North Carolina viewers as well. For more hot spots, log on to WTKR.com and click on News Links. And you can also see the reactions from some recent free gas winners. Just click on the free gas on the home page.
Now, if you are expecting a baby or you know someone who is, you won't want to miss tonight's Health Watch. Up next, the American Academy of Pediatrics announces new guidelines on the prevention of sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. And rain, rain, go away. Residents in the Northeast are getting swamped by relentless rain, and now flooding is causing dangerous conditions across one state.
And we were lucky to not have that severe flooding, but folks around here had 10 to 12 inches in some spots on Saturday. That's how much rain we got. More rain is on the way. We'll talk about how much in your 10-day triple dot report.
First, though, a check on the ride home. This is I-64 Bay Avenue near Gate 4, and you can see the roads are wet, and so is the camera lens, but traffic is moving along nicely. And new at 5:30, funeral services are planned for Virginia Commonwealth University student Taylor Veal on Thursday, what would have been her 18th birthday. Veal was found dead in Matthews County 1 month after she disappeared from campus. Next at 5:30, hear from Taylor's father about her death, plus his warning for other parents about online predators. That story and more, new tonight at 5:30. And your News Channel 3 at 5 is back right after this break.
In the morning, it's about you and the threes.
On the threes.
On the threes. Our promise to you?
Updated weather details every 10 minutes on the threes.
So you know within minutes.
If it's still sunny or dramatically changed.
And if the traffic has gone from smooth to stop. It's about getting what you want every 10 minutes on the threes. We make it easy to start your morning.
Weather and traffic.
Every 10 minutes on the threes, only on your News Channel 3.
Your News Channel 3 is brought to you in part by 1-800-NO-AGENT.
We need to sell our house fast.
We need to relocate.
Call 1-800-NO-AGENT.
Don't want to do repairs. Divorce.
Tenant problems.
Call 1-800-NO-AGENT. Get a cash offer on your property in 24 hours. Call now. 1-800-NO-AGENT.
Nobody can do what Maaco does. Maaco can repaint your entire car fast. In most cases, just a few days. Our economical ambassador paint service is only $249. Make it easy, make it right, make it Maaco.
Chrysler Town & Country, with the exclusive stow-and-go seating and storage system. There when you need it, not there when you don't. The amazingly versatile 2006 Chrysler Town & Country, starting at $21,735. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
At last, there's a new generation of replacement windows. You don't have to buy vinyl windows for low maintenance. Forget about wooden windows for a beautiful interior. At Mr. Rogers, you get Renewal by Andersen windows that combine wood and vinyl into a composite material called Fibrex. These beautiful windows look like wood, but you'll never have to scrape or paint again. Are you still struggling with storm windows? Renewal by Andersen windows are maintenance-free, easy to clean inside and out. Come up to the new generation Energy Star Renewal by Andersen. Windows for busy people. You'll save time and work, plus you increase the value of your home. Made in America. Renewal by Andersen windows are at Mr. Rogers' showroom. When you buy 9, I'll give you the 10th window free. Mr. Rogers Windows with 2 showrooms across from Greenbrier Mall and new on the peninsula in Kiln Creek. See you around the neighborhood.
Nobody chews up tax money like liberal Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine says he won't raise taxes. But he supported raising taxes on gas, cars, houses, even the internet. The state has $4 billion in new money, and he still wants to raise your gas tax. Tim Kaine, dishonest on taxes, too liberal to be governor.
I'm Jerry Kilgore, candidate for governor, and my campaign sponsored this act.
Some new information tonight for parents and grandparents. The newest guidelines for preventing sudden infant death syndrome contain some surprising recommendations, including allowing babies to have pacifiers while they sleep. Your News Channel 3's Dr. David Martin has more in tonight's Health Watch.
Sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS, kills more than 2,000 babies each year. That's why Geraldine Dollabard makes sure to follow the latest techniques when she puts her 5-month-old to sleep.
Always on his back, and no blankets, no stuffed toys of any kind.
Thank you very much.
But now mothers have to learn some new rules. That's because the American Academy of Pediatrics is updating its recommendations on SIDS.
The AAP periodically updates its recommendations to reflect new findings.
Among those new findings, back sleeping is still the standard, and now doctors say sleeping on the side should be avoided. Babies should sleep in the parent's room, but not in the parent's bed. Experts say after night nursing, the baby needs to go back into the crib. And the Academy now says pacifiers should be used during sleep after the first month, advice that's caught some pediatricians off guard.
Yeah, that is a big surprise even to myself as a pediatrician because, generally speaking, we try to avoid pacifier use in children.
But here's why the Academy made its recommendation. It believes when babies suck on a pacifier, it keeps them from falling deeply asleep. That way, if the baby does stop breathing, the brain can more easily stimulate the lungs to breathe again. Dr. Adam Aponte says the reasoning makes sense, and he'll use the advice.
The consequences of SIDS outweigh anything that can come out of pacifier use.
We don't know how SIDS kills, but we do know preventive techniques have saved thousands of lives. Hopefully, these new recommendations will save thousands more. Dr. David Marks, CBS News.
And here are some more facts about sudden infant death syndrome. SIDS is the leading cause of U.S. infant deaths, killing more than 2,000 babies every year. However, since 1983, the number of SIDS deaths is down 50%. For more information on SIDS, just go to our website, WTKR.com, and click on News Links and look for the story headline.
The National Weather Service is warning that dams in New Hampshire could fail with more rain in the forecast. The state, along with much of the East Coast, has been swamped by relentless rains. In the town of Keene, the governor called in the National Guard to help with evacuations. Overflowing rivers have flooded homes, washed out roads, and threatened bridges. At least 4 people have died in high water. So fortunately, we don't have any of that. But over the weekend, we did have some, I guess it was Saturday, had some cars that got flooded out trying to make it down through some flooded roads, and some Peninsula residents got a little stranded in their apartment complex because of some flooding.
It's been a long time since I've seen it rain like it did on Saturday.
Yeah.
It just didn't stop. It came down in buckets. Most of the area on Saturday picked up an average of about 4 to 6 inches of rain. Much higher amounts from Hampton to Suffolk. Several inches of rain there, up to a foot of rain from one of our weather watchers in Chesapeake. And still the rain continues to fall. Most of that right now is extremely light. So as we take a closer look at that right now on live triple Doppler radar, looking in right now with our street level mapping in the colonial area of Williamsburg in low clouds, a little bit of mist out there, but right now skies continue to be dry for that area. Also, we'll take triple Doppler radar and head out towards Suffolk, Windsor, Franklin, and Whaleyville. And what I've been looking at over the past couple of hours, just little specks of green that pop up and then kind of fall away. Right now, mainly dry there. And that's going to be the trend over the next several hours. We're going to see these low clouds. Wind's going to be coming in off the water, and when that happens, we're going to get these areas of drizzle and mist that will continue through tonight and also into tomorrow and even into Wednesday. Live look outside right now with our Skycam 3 network. That pretty much says it all. Rain on the lens, low clouds behind that. Live view also from the top of the Armada Hoffler Tower in Virginia Beach. Now, the bottom of the clouds is only 100 to 200 feet. So you could throw a rock up that high. That's how low the clouds are. And that means that fog is going to set up tonight, and that will ensure us that we will have that mist continuing off and on through tonight, just enough that you need to keep the wipers on kind of that slow to moderate intermittent speed. So here's what we're looking at right now. A little more rain continues to roll in from out of the south. The spark in the atmosphere is this little boundary right through here. It's the boundary between warm air over here, cooler air on the west, damp air running across that, and that will continue to feed moisture into the area with periods of rain over the next couple of days. Right now, most areas are in the low 70s. You get inland where that cool air gets kind of banked up along the foothills of Virginia, and we've got temperatures there in the mid and upper 60s. So a mist and light rain for tonight, looking out on the eastern shore tonight. By the morning hours, more of the same. Mist, a few showers at times. We'll drop down to 60 to 64 degrees with that wind continuing to come in out of the northeast. So here's your hour-by-hour forecast for Tuesday. Drizzle and mist in the morning hours, a light shower likely at any time during the day, and that chance of a spotty shower is going to continue through tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow night. So we can track that for you in our hour-by-hour forecast. Here's the light rain that's across the area right now, and the computers are going to draw this in this big, wide swath. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, low clouds, a little bit of drizzle and mist. As we head towards noon, same story, and it just has a hard time kicking out. This is a stagnant weather system that's going to stay in place for tomorrow night and then again on Wednesday, although on Wednesday, chance of rain begins to drop a little. So cloudy and damp, a few light showers at times tomorrow with highs around 67 to 72. The normal high for tomorrow is at 71, so running about average with our temperatures. Will stay that way all the way through the end of the week. Skies brighten a little bit by Thursday, more so by Friday. Temperatures warm this weekend. Look at that. We're back in the mid-70s by Saturday into Sunday.
Thanks, Dave. As the federal government works on updating a plan to fight a possible bird flu outbreak, here in the United States, the disease continues to pop up in other parts of the world. Next on your News Channel 3 at 5, find out what officials are doing to keep folks safe as the disease debuts in Europe.
Your News Channel 3 is brought to you by Kimnock Ford, celebrating success.
It's always good to explore. Kimnock Ford introduces the all-new 2006 Explorer. Discover Explorer's increased power, its all-new versatile interior, as well as Explorer's enhanced safety features and improved fuel economy. Best of all, every new Explorer includes Kimnock Ford's exclusive Diamond Care program. For more strength, comfort, and versatility than ever before, it's the all-new 2006 Ford Explorer. Waiting for your next big adventure today at Kimnock Ford.
Stuck in a rut? Ready for a change? Need to jumpstart your career? Here's your chance. The Your Future Job Fair. Meet with the area's top employers. Learn about the best local schools for career training. Interview for the best jobs. Act now for the career you want. Sponsored by Your News Channel 3 and for one day only. The Your Future Job Fair, only at Future Fest, October 22nd at the New Hampton Roads Convention Center. Log on to WTKR.com for more details.
Take the entire showroom at Haynes. Take up to 65% off everything in it. Then, take the next 2 years and pay nothing. Wednesday, for 1 day, all our furniture, all our mattresses, all our carpet, rugs, and tile will be reduced up to 65% off regular prices. Take it all now, because you can take the next 2 years and pay nothing. No interest and no payments for 2 full years. Just don't take your time. You've got 1 day, Wednesday, 10 to 10 at Haynes.
I'm Tim Kaine, candidate for governor. My campaign sponsored this ad because we can't just tax and pave our way out of traffic. Runaway development makes traffic problems worse. Jerry Kilgore wants to raise taxes and take school money for roads. That won't solve our problem. I'll give your community more power to stop out-of-control development that increases traffic, and I'll stop legislators from raiding road funds for other programs. My plan cuts waste and reduces traffic congestion.
No rolling luggage. That's why Geico.com is so simple. Or is it because you can chat with an associate if you need help and get a free rate quote in minutes? 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Simple as that.
With some dealers,
You've got to be kidding.
the bargains
You've got to be kidding.
just don't seem like bargains. Then there's your Mercury dealer's Grand Marquis. It has the only standard V8, the roomiest interior, and the largest trunk in its class. Yet Grand Marquis is a better value today than it was 10 years ago.
You got to be kidding.
Now drive a roomy Mercury Grand Marquis at this great price. You gotta put Mercury on your list.
Tonight we're following a developing story from Europe. Doctors in Romania this weekend diagnosed the first cases of the bird flu on the continent. This small Romanian town is under quarantine. Health officials are studying the bodies of several birds that died here to see if they're infected with a particular strain that everybody is worried about. It's a strain called H5N1, the strain that health officials say could mutate and spread to humans. In this particular town, people are getting regular flu shots as a precaution, even though doctors don't know if they'll have any effect against the bird flu.
Well, stick around. We're working to bring you developing stories new at 5:30.
Barbara, a disturbing story from New Orleans. Police caught on tape beating a 64-year-old man in the street. Then one of the officers turns on a TV news producer. Next at 5:30, the latest on the scandal and what punishment the officers are facing. Your News Channel 3 at 5:30 is straight ahead.
Your News Channel 3 is brought to you in part by the Town Center of Virginia Beach.
I want you to know about a research study being conducted by Dr. Lubin and his staff at Hampton Roads Center for Clinical Research. They are working with an investigational medication for Alzheimer's patients. If you or a loved one is in the early stages of Alzheimer's disease, you may qualify to participate and receive study-related evaluations by geriatric specialists and complete neurological exams. Contact Dr. Lubin's office to learn more about this opportunity. Call 216-4100.
We do all sorts of laundry. We do the white sheets for the hospital beds, and we do the green sheets for the operating room.
Your car or truck can help people obtain job training, employment, and independence. Donate your vehicle to Eggleston Services and take a deduction on your tax return.
And I want to be independent. My dad will be 80 years old next month because I want him to know that I can take care of myself.
Your old car can make a difference. All you have to do is call 1-866-386-GIVE.
Bob McDonnell served America as an Army officer, a dedicated family man, a prosecutor who put murderers and child molesters in prison, a legislator who fought to abolish parole, endorsed by Virginia police and sheriffs.
As your Attorney General, I'll work for mandatory sentences for first offense sexual predators who attack our children, for tougher punishment for repeat drug dealers and those who sell drugs to our kids. As your Attorney General, I'll protect Virginia families and punish criminals.
Hampton Roads' own Bob McDonnell.
Coming up this week on Explore Health with Centera. Centera has a focus on your heart health.
See how doctors can fix lifelong heart problems with heat. Or a stent may be just the ticket to making your heart tick. Join Ann Keffer for these stories and much more this week on Explore Health with Senzera, Saturday at 7 on News Channel 3.
If you have a late model car that has damage, is drivable, and you're paying for the repair out of your own pocket, Maaco's new Cosmolision repair service is for you. Maaco will get the job done fast and with a guaranteed seamless repair. Best of all, at Maaco, it'll cost a lot less. On average, Maaco repairs cost 33% less than at body shops and car dealers. For all your cosmetic and collision needs, better get Maaco, America's Cosmolision specialist.
To thank you for making Pizza Hut Pan Pizza America's favorite pan pizza for a quarter century, we thought we'd give everybody in the country a quarter. Sorry! Then we had a better idea.
Yeah, give them a pan pizza for a quarter. Just buy any large specialty pizza at menu price and you'll get a medium, one-topping original pan pizza for 25 cents. Golden, crunchy outside, soft and chewy inside, all for a quarter.
No coupons, no hassles. Carry out 2 medium one-topping Pizza Hut pizzas for just $11.99.
Live at 5:30, home of Triple Top the Radar. This is your News Channel 3.
Right now on your News Channel 3.